2,800 years ago, a blind poet named Homer told the story of Odysseus, a war hero cursed to wander the sea, and documenting his journey home. And in this Minecraft event, 100 players would arrive in a world shaped by that legendary tale. They'll sail and discover legendary islands pulled straight from the epic, such as Ithaca, home of the sun god's immortal cattle, the land of the giants, a place with a very dangerous native population, the Siren Isles, surrounded by drowned sailors and sunken ships, and perhaps discover a way into the underworld itself. But that's not all the players can find. Scattered across the world were ancient relics once held by the gods, such as Zeus's Masterbolt, Poseidon's Trident, and the boots of Hermes, powerful, rare, and well guarded. Beyond exploring, they were allowed to do anything they wished. They could build kingdoms, form alliances, or even wage war against anyone who stood in their way. Because here, death was permanent, and when your life ended, so did your story. Homer wrote the Odyssey thousands of years ago, but this time, the tale is written by the players, and what they created was truly epic. There'll be more events I run in the future, so if you're interested, feel free to join my Discord in the description below. Our story begins in the peaceful groves of Ithaca, known as the home of Odysseus. Players quickly spread out across the hills and plains. Within minutes, groups were forming naturally. Some players stuck to their old friends, while others banded together with strangers, guided by a common goal: escaping the starting island of Ithaca and exploring the world beyond. Wood quickly became the most valuable resource on the island, and thankfully, there were enough trees to go around. Wood was used for tools, and most importantly, boats. One by one, boats began to set sail, drifting out into the unknown. Their odyssey had begun. To the east, one of the first groups came upon something unexpected. At first, it looked like ruins, but as they moved closer, it became clear what they had found: the ancient city of Troy. It was famously besieged by the Greeks in the Trojan War, using a wooden horse to sneak an army past the gates. The group wanted to claim it for themselves, to rebuild Troy and make it their stronghold. They looted the remains of the area and pressed deeper into the central city, but they soon found that they weren't alone.
Oh God, Chadwick, save me, save me. No, get away from me, get away from me, get away from me, get away from me. Guys, okay, everyone jump this guy. Let's go, Ty. Wait, I'm gonna combo him. Oh, I'm comboing. Yeah. Oh, I'm the best ever. Wait, of course
I think we can take on one, but...
No. Yeah. Run, Tiger, run. No, combo. Oh, that one has an enchanted. Run. No, guys, together, jump them. Oh my God, run. Oh my God. I'm gonna die. The king can't die. Oh! No, they do so much damage. Oh, no, cake. No.
Kanye! Is this him, bro?
Riley won!
Yeah, that was good.
Run! Block it off.
Outnumbered, undergeared, and unprepared, the expedition group was quickly overwhelmed. They fled the city, pushed back beyond the walls they'd just crossed moments before. A few didn't make it out at all. The city was not going to be easy to conquer. Elsewhere, far to the north, a group of explorers made landfall on the mainland of Greece. Drawing to a towering peak that rose to the clouds, they had discovered Mount Olympus, the mythical home of the 12 Olympian gods and goddesses. In one of the temples, Pastor Orange discovered a chest. Within it, a pair of golden boots, Hermes boots, which provided a permanent swiftness effect. Meanwhile, deeper within Olympus, another group claimed the Bolt of Zeus, an unbreakable trident with channeling and max loyalty, so it could return to the user once it was thrown. Elsewhere, a handful of brave players set their sights on the Isle of the Giants, a jagged, mountainous land said to be rich in resources and danger. Both of those rumors were true. Meanwhile, in the north, another group, known as the Leviathan's Guild, set foot on the island of the cannibals. It was swarming with undead villagers, but this group was made of experienced and well-equipped fighters. They were able to handle the threat with ease, and began building fortifications, turning the small island into a fortified settlement. But they also attracted some nearby neighbors.
Yes! Yo, we got! We own a quest!
A chaotic band of pranksters soon arrived, stealing food, breaking torches, and causing all kinds of chaos.
He's taken our wood.
I just needed some resources, and now they're
Opened
braving
our
me.
chest and took our
Man,
wood and broke our trees.
I don't need wood, please. Allow it, I'm broke. I'm the brokest person on this server.
they're
right
gonna
now.
rob.
Oh, I'm so poor, I'm so poor.
We're so hopeless.
Oh god, we're so homeless.
Oh, we're so poor.
The Leviathans put up with this group, for now, but only time would tell how long their patience would last. But the islands weren't the only things that held danger. Out at sea was Charybdis, simulating the legendary sea monster that terrified ancient sailors. She ranks among Greek mythology's most feared dangers, often known as the monstrous whirlpool. Some players, driven by curiosity or daring, sailed a bit too close, and when they entered, they vanished from the map. As for where they went, well, the place where all ships caught in that whirlpool end up. There was a way to get out of this mysterious realm, but it was up to the players to find the exit. Although some took the opportunity to explore the wrecked ships in hope of finding relics or hidden treasure. But as the day went on, there was the problem of hunger. Food was scarce, as many of the islands were wild and had no farmland.
I'm pretty desperate for food. I'll really take any food I can get right now.
Exactly.
I need food.
Also, you've been designated a team right now. Congratulations.
What?
Some players resorted to stealing, raiding chests and snatching seeds from fledgling farms.
Everyone has been stealing from us. Like this other guy, Interim, he just walked in and just broke and stole all of ours. We had to regrow a bunch of seeds.
In a quiet meadow, several players stumbled across the sacred pasture of Ithaca. Grazing there untouched were the immortal cows of Helios. They didn't know, or chose to ignore, the warnings, and they killed them. Within moments, lightning rained down from the heavens, as Zeus's wrath had been unleashed.
Dear children,
Yeah.
they said immortal. I figured they would die, and then they died. So it's kind of
You're not very good. I actually don't want to say that, actually.
But the gods weren't the only ones stirred from their slumber by the players' choices. On a craggy island of stone, within a strange cave, a lone player approached a strange pink sheep. Driven by the desire for its unique color, the player struck it down and took its wool, completely unaware of the consequences.
yeah. What the hell?
Oh, what the hell is happening?
My favorite sheep. What gives you the right to deal a pain so deep? Don't you know that pain you sow is pain you reap? Time to drink your blood over where you stand. Your life now is in my hand. Before I'm done, you will learn that it's not so fun to take. You came to my home to steal, but now you'll become my meal. A trade you see, take from you like you took from me.
The player was able to run, but the island of the Cyclops had become a place of caution and curiosity. Some who ventured there tried a different approach, as rather than running from the Cyclops, they brought him gifts, offerings of pots or rare fish, hoping to earn his favor or perhaps gain protection.
Enjoy your feast.
The giant was more confused than cruel, and it seemed peace might be an option. When word of the Cyclops spread, a heavily geared player named CFK set out to the cave to see it for himself. But he didn't have friendly intentions in mind.
You're dying here and now. Escape is not allowed. You won't live through this day now.
The Cyclops, not strong enough to fight a player in full diamond, was slain where he stood. His prize for defeating the Cyclops was Polyphemus' shield, which gifted him the power of giants.
It's cauldron just because I want.
Oh my god. Why are you big? No, I'm leaving. This is not my thing.
Increasing armor when held in the offhand, but also size. While some players fought monsters or avoided the anger of gods, others found quieter shores. On these less hostile islands, the players were doing much better. On the vibrant island of the Lotus Eaters, players were greeted by endless fields of flowers. The land was peaceful, abundant in color and lily pads. Some began building homes among the blooms, and rumors began to spread that the island's natural fauna had an effect on those who stayed too long. But for now, the players there felt no need to leave. Back on the island of Ithaca, players settled carefully here, avoiding the cows, and began clearing land for walls and shared farms. They also became the first group to hold a democratic election, naming Kirby the Frog as their leader, and appointing CFK as head of the military for his experience and feat of taking down the Cyclops. It was there that Kirby the Frog gifted him the Bolt of Zeus, believing he would put it to more use than he would. Given their goal of one day making the best drinks in the server, they called themselves the Brew Brigade. A large landmass resembling Italy became the hub of trade and commerce, as the first ever Greek restaurant was under construction and soon to be completed. And in one quiet isle off the coast of Greece, love bloomed.
Jacob, do you take Flashstick's hand in marriage?
I do.
Flashstick, do you take Jacob's hand in marriage?
I do.
The marriage quest.
Even if it was a bit of a joke wedding, it seemed that day one was filled with peace, and players hopeful for new discoveries. There was one discovery that would soon change everything. Far to the west, on a withered island where nothing grew or lived, two players, Subsec and Dimitri, stumbled across something ancient.
Underground?
Yeah, right there. Custom go up there, up there. Oh yeah, custom go. Wait, this is probably Underworld. Oh my god, yeah, it is, yeah.
We found Hades!
And they had discovered the entrance to the underworld, a massive ruined portal. Since it was incomplete, they'd be unable to use it, but it was accompanied with a single cryptic book, left behind by a mysterious prophet. They didn't know what it meant, but they knew whatever this place was had to be important. And perhaps one day, they could get this portal working again and find out just what was on the other side. Having survived the first days of their journey, players logged back in, scattered across many of the islands they had sailed to just the day before. On Lotus Island, the flowers began to buzz with activity. Nestled in the shade of a lily-covered grove was an impressive little shop, Greg and Sparkle's Bakery.
Hi, welcome to
Hi,
McDonald's.
Chadwick.
How may I take your order?
This is not McDonald's.
Hello, Chadwick.
Inside were offerings of cake, cookies, and sausage rolls. Many players stopped by for a brief bite, as a nice slice of cake was a rare treat. And if you want to know more what they're about, well, here's a quick snippet of their commercial.
Welcome to Sparkles and Greg's Bakery. Here we have a wide range of products, including beef skewers, mushroom skewers, cheese, sweet berry cookies, and Greg's sausages.
But not everything was as innocent as it seemed.
I got it.
It says do not enter. Are we allowed in?
Hey, no one come in.
I know what is in there.
What? What's going on?
It's the head of a dead man.
No, I do not.
Looking at a dead man. This man has been dead.
Are you holding conspiracy?
No.
Are you holding conspiracies under my place of business? What is this?
No.
What is going on?
Livid made it.
I honestly don't even know what to say about that. I don't even think the owner knew what to say about it. And it was too creepy, so I just decided to leave. Back in the ruined city of Troy, Not Comic had awoken from the ruins, seemingly having survived the siege in years past, but having a bit of a memory lapse. Alone, he repaired the broken structure of his small stone home, and barricaded the Vindicators in. I also decided to take a quick tour of his house, to see what kind of impressive renovations he was working with.
It's interior on the bottom, get smooth wood.
Fancy.
Got all the aesthetic stuff. And I've secured a trade deal so I don't starve to death. So that's pretty cool.
For now, he would hold the city alone, the last surviving citizen of Troy. Day 2 also brought the hunt of the Caledonian boar, a giant beast unleashed by Artemis to test the mortals of the land. Hunters from across the world each hoped to earn glory by felling the creature and set out to hunt it down. A small band of players eventually found and worked together to take down the beast. And where the boar had fallen, a relic emerged.
What did he want?
I got the bow of Artemis.
What bow is this? Oh, nice.
Golden
What does
bow
it
of
say?
Artemis. I am the caretaker of the wild. I am Artemis, god of the wild.
You're
God,
Artemis
yeah.
now. Yeah.
Both got bow. Yeah.
I only have like my own bow.
Okay, let's get out of here. Oh wow.
Yeah, let's get out of here.
The bow was claimed by a skilled archer, Jack Von Cat, but holding rare items in this world came with a price.
Drop the bow! I'm not gonna drop it. I will stay underground forever. I do not care about that.
His companion escaped with the relic, but was left with an unfortunate truth. The gift of the gods offer power, but never protection from mortal greed. Meanwhile, a traveler named Croxons had visited every island, meeting every settlement, and mapped the known world. At the end, he came to a simple conclusion. The world was flat. He also discovered that some interesting developments were growing in some of these civilizations. On the island of the cannibals, the Leviathans Guild, being one of the most powerful factions, they began to recruit, or rather acquire, undergeared, unpaid workers. It started with the pranksters. The chaotic neighbors who had once caused harmless trouble were soon rounded up and forced to sign contracts, in exchange for mediocre shelter, food, and most importantly, staying alive. The Leviathans claimed that their workers were happy with these deals, even if a few had tried to escape.
Oh, hey,
Chadwick,
we've
we escaped from slavery.
We escaped. We are free.
Those few who broke their contracts were hunted down.
Help me!
Oh my god.
Save me!
Oh, is this lore?
Save me! Save me!
What is going on? Oh my god, there's
Artemis RG was one of those, and he refused to be taken in as a slave. He leaped off the roof, down to the cliffs below in hopes to escape. He died in the fall, but he also died free. On the Isle of Italy, expansions continued in the town, and there was a roaming tax collector that seemed to want to cash in on the prosperity.
You trying to pay your taxes for this? I'm the tax collector.
Yeah, sure.
Preferably alcohol. Well, that just doesn't seem very...
Oh, wait, I have something for you.
If you have alcohol, that's beautiful. Yeah,
I have
that
Coke.
works. Oh my god, that's what I'm talking about! Oh, the Coca-Cola. Alright, you're free to go.
Okay, thank you. Okay, yo.
But work was soon paused when newcomers arrived. Reports had arisen about a bread thief, and CFK, the recently elected head of the Blue Brigade military, came to investigate.
All the hay bales you stole. All the hay bales you stole.
I gave them diamonds, bro.
No, you didn't. No, you didn't. They didn't.
On
have
God,
that.
I did, bro. On God, I did.
What started over a quarrel over a piece of bread
Bro, I did not steal it, bro.
You did.
quickly spiraled into more dangerous territory. Though the skirmish was brief, CFK had little patience for outlaws and thieves, and may have ended up escalating the tensions. It marked the end of peace in the region. Festive Batman and his closest allies fled the island, while others began seeking refuge elsewhere. The Greek shop was unfortunately forced to close their doors, as they no longer had any more business. They left their shop behind, but hoped to make a new one in another nation that would take them in. Festive Batman eventually met up with a larger, newly formed group, known as the Fire Nation, led by Emperor Zoff and his co-founder Frost, who welcomed in the new refugees. This group, like Subsec, had also found the underworld portal. Though it didn't properly function yet, they wanted to establish their base around it. A council was quickly formed to guide the new nation, and elections were held to name its leaders.
I think Midi should be the head builder. Does anybody object to Midi being the head builder?
But word of the thieves' whereabouts reached others, as spies existed all over working for CFK, who had tipped him off as to where the bread thief was hiding. Not caring if he started any kind of political crisis, he marched right into Fire Nation territory.
So what's going on? Are they chasing him? Stop.
Stop killing Batman.
Stop killing
Festive Batman was killed in Fire Nation territory, after they had taken him in as a refugee.
Are you still attacking him because of the weeds, bro?
I'm more of attacking him now because I heard he was plotting against me. You're lucky I don't care about you, so just get out of here now.
Bro, it's our base, bro.
No, it's not your base. We're gonna come back to the Hades portal very soon. And if you're here, like, stopping us, we're just gonna kill you to go through it. And don't you dare try to hit me right there.
The Fire Nation still had no idea why Festive Batman was just killed.
So you killed him for no reason, CFK?
There is a reason.
Can I
Okay, can you, please tell me the reason why you killed one of our members?
I got info from somebody, I'm not gonna say who, from actually more than one person, that you guys are plotting against us.
Yes.
Senior
I was not plotting
and
against
Festive
nobody,
Batman.
bro.
We got info from multiple people. Like, you guys are chill now. I don't care about you. You can just live here. But if you try to claim the Hades, we'll be back. And we'll be back with more people.
We can live here, but we can't live here?
Despite the rising tensions, it seemed the groups would part without any further bloodshed. That was until Midi overheard something.
I think we just kill them all, bro. Because if we don't do it now, they're gonna just
Get out, Midi. I don't want to kill you. Don't say anything.
It's gonna bite us in the butt later.
We gotta talk about.
Hey, they're planning to kill us all right now. They're planning to kill us all right now.
Hey, really,
Who said that?
You literally said it.
Really
Flick-Flack.
threatening for no reason. You're coming
it's
into our
generally
base,
annoying, bro.
killing one of our members,
And we didn't do
claiming
anything.
that we're plotting against you, and saying we
griefing.
can't live here.
Midi, a newly elected council member of the Fire Nation, had had enough.
I dare you, hit me. No, hit me if you have a problem.
Dude, you asked me to. I'm just doing what you asked.
And is any other person wants to hit us now?
They're killing all of us. Okay, so I don't care if you have diamond gear or not. I don't care if I die or not, okay?
Risking his life, Frost stood up as a leader. He wasn't going to see them bullied around or killed on his watch. But he knew that this fight couldn't be won. Not today. So he took his people and retreated from the Fire Nation. The Brew Brigade would likely hunt them down, so they would need to prepare. For now, they said goodbye to the island of Hades. Maybe one day, they could return to reclaim it. The Brew Brigade took control of the location, gathering around the very council table where the Fire Nation once elected its leaders. There, they made plans for the days to come. CFK knew he had made an enemy of the Fire Nation, but he also knew a lot of their strength came from their leadership. So plans were set in motion to assassinate both Frost and Zoff, and any Fire Nation members who decided to stand with them. He knew they had to be crushed before they could gather any more allies. All the brigade had to do now was wait and find out what island they decided to hide out on. A large storm had arrived, summoned by Poseidon's fury. But why was Poseidon so furious with the world? You see, earlier on in the event, a few players made a discovery. Far off the coast, beneath the waves, rising from the sea floor, was a vast underwater structure, the Palace of Poseidon. Guardians patrolled many of the buildings, and inside, the corridors were flooded with drowned, cursed mariners who had been claimed by the sea god in life. And at the heart of the palace, resting within a vault, was a powerful relic, watched over by an elder guardian. Most would have turned back, but the player Mibbers had other plans. With limited resources, they constructed a crude airbox, wedging themselves into a pocket. The elder guardian's mining fatigue made progress incredibly slow, but still, they mined away, and through sheer determination, eventually managed to break inside. They discovered Poseidon's trident. They took it, along with all the diamonds and loot. They also had help from an ally named Ghost, who had apparently done most of the heavy lifting dealing with the Elder Guardian itself, but was left with the scraps.
Literally, look, do you see this? This guy was in this position. This guy was in this position while I was fighting for my life.
This thievery had angered the sea god, who vowed to send a giant storm, and now that storm was here.
These waves and tides have grown in strength and size. Is it nature or divine, or a blessing in disguise? Our homes inside, this storm's our final fight. There's no time to die. Comrades, break the storm. The lights of which we've never seen before. Brace for a storm. With hope so close, we must keep pushing forward.
Tsunamis now posed a constant threat to all players who wanted to travel by sea. so most decided to stay on land, and far, far away from the water. But where was the Fire Nation in all of this? Still hunted by the Brew Brigade, they knew they couldn't return to their former home. So they fled south, eventually finding refuge on a nearby jungle island. The island of Calypso. The island seemed like a peaceful hideaway. There, the Fire Nation encountered Kite, the lone inhabitant and caretaker of the island. They knew they were outmatched if the Brew Brigade ever found them, so Can of Beans volunteered to set off and find help. Not long after his departure, however, heavy monsoons began to pour down. This heavy rain suffocated mobs and allowed the drowned to climb up onto the shores. Those caught out in the open didn't have a chance to make it to shelter in time.
Arm up, everybody, and oh dear God.
Now trapped by the storm, the Fire Nation was forced to stay put on Calypso. Unfortunately, the Fire Nation was unaware that the player they sent to get help had lied to them and told the Brew Brigade exactly where to find the group in return for protection. Can of Beans was secretly the one who originally ratted out the bread thief for payment the day before, which had led to this whole mess. So, as the monsoons briefly calmed, CFK seized the opportunity. An elite squad, flanked by his best fighters, headed to Calypso. When they arrived, there were far more people than just members of the Fire Nation, as it seemed the Leviathans Guild had been invited by Zoth to discuss alliance terms. He hoped to buy his loyalty. Little did the Fire Nation know, the Guild's loyalty was already bought.
This person is against
killing each other. They're fighting, guys. Hello.
Whoa, what is happening? Who are we killing?
Everybody, like, take a seat, you know?
Relax.
You guys don't have to talk about it.
Zoth had managed to escape, but his friend and co-leader, Frost, wasn't so lucky.
How has everything been turned against us? How did suffering become so endless? How am I to reunite with my estranged? Do I need to change? I'm surrounded by the souls of those I've lost. I'm the only one whose line I haven't crossed. What if the greatest threat we'll find across the sea is me?
Dr. Asper also died fighting for the Fire Nation. The Artemis bow he held was taken, and Fentquack became the new wielder. The battle was over, and leaving quite the mess on the beaches for the caretaker to clean up, who wasn't too happy with how things had taken place on her island. Yet, while tsunamis and heavy rains battered the islands, one island stood untouched: Troy. Due to it being a Badlands biome, it couldn't rain there, so they were mostly oblivious to the struggles of the groups outside the walls. And Not Comic had big build plans for the future. What they were, I could only guess, but he'd begun acquiring massive amounts of blue and light blue terracotta. I'd have to check back in later for what he planned to do with all that. Looking to make more alliances, two of the most powerful relic holders, CFK, wielder of Zeus's Thunderbolt, and Mibbers, bearer of Poseidon's Trident, agreed to meet. But there was doubt in Mibbers' mind. Something about the meeting didn't sit right with him, and believed it was a trap. Without warning, Mibbers and his ally Ghost made a break for it. The Brew Brigade gave chase, heading right into the islands of the cannibals, ruled over by the Leviathan's Guild. CFK was once again about to start a political conflict by invading another territory's region.
CFK and Lime are here. Get ready. Pearlify. CFK and Lime.
It seemed that Mibbers and Ghost were in fact Leviathan Guild members, and the fact that this group was chasing them, they assumed they were under attack. It didn't take long for things to devolve into a very heated fight.
Mibbers, why are you jumping interval?
Before anyone was killed, Pearlify arrived and was able to defuse the situation. Him and CFK did have an alliance, but since the group arrived and started attacking one of their members, he did want to find some answers.
Literally, Vin tried to kill me. I was at the island, they kept shooting me.
Yeah, they tried to kill us. They tried to kill us.
We did not try to kill you.
Okay, well, what are you guys
doing?
Both sides seemingly wouldn't budge on their side of the story. Mibbers and Ghost believed the Brew Brigade were trying to kill them for Poseidon's relic, while the Brew Brigade tried to reiterate that they had no such intentions, and that if they wanted to kill the two, they would have. With all the arguments, though, Pearlify had had enough.
Can you guys take everyone over there? I am dealing with this show.
Yo, this is a big misunderstanding. Again, we should just go back to our islands, because Mibbers clearly wasn't killed by you guys. Oh. Run! You guys are bringing so much stuff to our island. The slave comes. Get in the slave house. Get in the slave house.
After the tsunami hit the island, and a few more arguments, Pearlify finally had enough, and forcefully kicked the Brew Brigade off his island. Their alliance had officially ended, having only lasted a single day. One thing I did also notice was that Jacob Cookman seemingly returned to his role as a voluntary worker, is what he called it. Apparently, there was a new motion to give the workers better rights, and Jacob the Pro was leading that operation, making sure that all voluntary workers were treated equally. The storm clouds finally began to part. Islands ruined by floods began to rebuild, and destroyed farmlands were replanted. Others set back out into the sea and continued trading or building up their settlements. There were still a few fleeting rainstorms, but it wasn't anywhere near as dangerous as the monsoons. But just in case, players made preparations to be ready if Poseidon's wrath ever returned.
We gotta make sure everything has coverage now, because we never know when the next storm is coming.
The group on Aegir Ceres was especially happy that their sheep hadn't died, using trees as natural cover on the night before.
The sheep are alive! They're alive!
Let's
They're
go!
alive! Yes!
This was, of course, a learning experience.
I'm trying to protect the sheep because they keep drowning!
The players on the Lotus Island also built a statue to Polyphemus, hoping that their show of respect to the fallen Cyclops would earn them some kind of protection from Poseidon. He was his child, after all. Greek lore can be a bit odd. The surviving members of the Fire Nation stayed on the move, going from island to island, not to get caught out again. However, after hearing of the falling out between CFK and Pearlify, they believed it was safe enough to go back to their home, the island of Hades. It was left unguarded, since after it was looted previously by the Brew Brigade, they saw no reason to continue occupying it. It was there that they practiced their combat skills and held the first Agni Kai, a ceremonial duel where warriors clashed for honor.
When I place the skull, you may begin.
Why don't we throw Chadwick in here?
Yeah, why don't we throw Chadwick in?
Oh my gosh! Wait, someone's gonna die!
You gave up, right?
I'm not gonna risk it.
Yeah, I won.
After their Agni Kais concluded, they were about to receive a very unexpected visitor.
Is anybody here? Ah, yeah, there's people. Okay? Hello.
Despite outnumbering him, the Fire Nation decided to hear him out.
So, I just got jumped by Pearlify. Since you guys are against him, do you possibly want to team up?
No.
Well,
get the hell out of Hades.
I have his head in my hand, and I'm willing to give it if if we work together to kill the common enemy, which is Penelope.
Penelope?
Yeah.
And you'll give us his head.
Yeah, I'll give you his head.
He believed they could bring Frost back by traveling to the underworld. But this type of revival only worked if you had a piece of the person that died. In this case, their heads, connected to a mysterious message that was on each player's head when they died. Which is why some people started making collections of them. The Fire Nation didn't trust him, but what if he was telling the truth? What if something in Hades' portal could return the dead?
What should we do here? I really hate this guy. Should we kill him? This guy has been at our throats since day one. He raided us, killed 2 of our members, our main builder. Are we just gonna let him back? Just like that?
We don't need to let him back permanently. Once our common enemy is taken care of, there will be plenty of opportunities for other things.
Who votes on allying with CFK?
I do.
For a temporary alliance.
Yeah.
I don't agree with any of this, but majority wins. Yo, CFK. CFK. I don't like you, and you
Hey,
know
me
that.
too, I don't like myself either.
Bro, what?
Bro.
I hate you, actually.
Me too.
You've killed one of our leaders, but
Well,
you have his head, and I know we can get him back, maybe.
Yep, we can.
Well, my team has agreed to a temporary alliance, and once that is over, I will kill you.
And so, against all odds, a temporary peace was made between the two. The Fire Nation had recovered Frost's head. It now seemed that they might have a chance to bring him back, just in case things didn't work out. Zoff made his way to Lotus Island. There was something he wanted to do for his fallen friend.
Leaves from the vine, falling so slow, like fragile tiny shells, drifting in the foam. Little soldier boy, come marching home. Brave soldier boy, comes marching home.
I wish I could have protected you.
Meanwhile, Can of Beans had retired from his spying days and was supposedly a reformed cake baker. I ran into him at a tavern that opened up in Troy, and after ordering a quick drink, decided to ask him about what was going on.
Because he's not bringing danger to our islands and maybe getting us killed in the future. I'll get a special.
What's he talking about? Danger to the island?
Yeah, apparently, people are trying to kill me.
Where'd you hear that from?
I don't know, them, which I heard from another guy. Look, I just have this feeling I'm gonna die tomorrow.
Why is that?
Yeah, I'm not such a good person. That's why.
Oh. You know, we could hold free funeral services. I think
And just as that conversation wrapped up, my drink had arrived.
Okay, this is a very special drink. It's made from the skull of a human and aged for 8 days. Hope you'll enjoy it.
Alrighty.
We have exotic drinks here.
This sounds dangerous. It's got skulls on it.
Ah, you can handle it.
Spoilers, I could in fact not handle it.
Oh, it gives wither. Oh gosh. Yeah, and dive darkness for 10 minutes. Oh my. Holy. Wow, that's crazy. It's brutal.
The once ruined city of Troy had been doing quite well under Not Comic's rule. adopting a neutral stance in all conflicts that was popular with many refugees. It even had a guest board of all the people who passed by, and in the center of it all stood a towering structure. I now understood where all that terracotta was going. Locals had started calling it the Troy State Area. On the island of the Cyclops, a group known as the One-Eyed Nomads shared a deep connection to fishing and the ocean, and created a grand temple to Poseidon. This temple also had some unique names on their chairs. I have no idea who they could be referring to, though. In other parts of the world, new temples and shrines began to rise. These included, but were not limited to, a fish shrine, a Helios shrine, a Luna shrine, a crafting shrine, a giant anvil made to the god of the forge, and whatever this is.
This is the best monument. If you know, you know.
I can't really expand on all of their ideologies and followings, it'd be far too many to go through, but I'll touch up briefly on those who worship the moon. You see, they resided somewhere particularly special. This place was once home to Aeolus, god of the winds, and there his tower still stood. It, however, had already been looted, and the bottle of wind that had been held within was somewhere out there in the world. One player had the power to release the winds as they saw fit. It was also here that the moon worshippers claimed to capture a falling star, having contained it within their temple. Their priest also had a very interesting mental state, claiming he could hear the moon goddess Selene speaking directly through his mind. Elsewhere, on Ager Ceres, every time I visited, they were oddly secretive.
Okay.
You're not allowed to see it. You're not allowed to see it. Don't go into F5. Don't go
Okay,
into
I won.
I wasn't sure why, until I finally saw the finished product. They had built a giant statue of me, based on my Greek Minecraft skin. One of the players, Riley, had also discovered an item known as Pandora's Box, but they knew the dangers of opening it, so they decided to keep it closed for now. But maybe later, curiosity would get the best of them. Their neighbor, King Solomon, also completed an ambitious project, a Congress building that could house political meetings and bring world leaders together if it was ever used. As a final project, he began work on a wooden land bridge which connected the lands of Italy and Greece, and allowed for easy access for both regions to visit one another. Meanwhile, one player of the Fire Nation, Nixa, set sail across the seas, traveling island to island, speaking with tribes and settlements, anyone who would lend an ear. Their mission was clear: to rally a server-wide alliance against CFK and the Brew Brigade. Though the Fire Nation had entered a temporary pact with him, they distrusted his ambitions, so Nixa sought these allies in secret, preparing for the war they feared was inevitable. Every island she spoke with, all except Troy, agreed to join in the conflict should it arise, creating a united alliance of all the peaceful nations. The Leviathans Guild was another issue the Fire Nation would have to deal with, but it seemed they were having some problems of their own, as tensions between the voluntary workers and the guild started to rise.
Polyphemus Club.
Slave.
Hey.
Yo.
What do you call me?
Slave. Get to work. Go get me some iron.
TJK.
What the hell?
It seemed Jacob Cookman was tired of all the name-calling and launched a trap against his former captors. Unfortunately, Croxons, the world-leading cartographer, accidentally walked right into the trap as well. Jacob was not punished by the Leviathans Guild for his actions, however, but was in fact promoted for his cutthroat tactics. They believed someone this proficient with traps would be a valuable asset. There were others that were a little less so.
Why is this not working?
The hell? Why is CFK?
Oh, I did it! Oh my goodness, one more. Does it? No, that doesn't work. What?
Oh my progress. It's gone.
The gate to the underworld stood open. The Fire Nation stepped through, CFK among them, seeking what lay beyond. They had heard rumors of a place known as Hades' Palace, and where the fallen might yet be called back.
Come on, let's go.
Hearing that the portal had been opened, the Leviathan's Guild quickly followed, and more groups entered into the depths of the underworld. There, players uncovered the ancient revival pedestal, where if the head was placed, the person would be brought back. However, before Frost could be revived, the Leviathan's Guild took control of the upper floor, forcing the Fire Nation to retreat. Ghost and Mibbers were among those arrivals, and they wasted no time in starting conflict. The moment they saw CFK, they began to fire off arrows. A standoff formed in the underworld, two powers staring down one another from across the chasm. On one side stood the Fire Nation and the Brew Brigade military. On the other was the Leviathan's Guild. A negotiator stepped forward, attempting to work out some kind of ceasefire.
I'm gonna talk to him. Don't shoot. Just don't shoot. Do not shoot. Do not shoot.
Let's resolve this.
Thank you. Why? Okay, why are you shooting?
I haven't even been shooting. I don't have a flame bow.
We're on the same team. Okay. Hold on. Ghost, I swear to God. Stop shooting!
Stop coming!
They're still shooting.
You got to stop for 2 seconds. Buddy. Oh my God. Okay, this team's unreasonable.
But after being continuously fired upon, he gave up. Amid the confusing talks, Fent Quack quietly slipped away.
Against each other. We had no one kill each other. We had no CFK. Yo.
Wait, what's he doing?
Guys, stop.
They stopped shooting. Y'all kept on shooting. Stop shooting. Stop shooting.
Oh my gosh. What is happening?
CFK is definitely against us. Well, we know this.
He hasn't shot you. All the people that have been shooting you. I'm still here.
Okay. Previous.
Oh shit!
Alright.
No,
don't kill him, please! No!
He caught the enemy off guard, and the wielder of Poseidon's trident, Mibbers, fell to his death. Both sides immediately sprung to action. What began as a summit in the Nether had become a full-blown war. In the chaos, CFK forced his way forward, retrieving the trident, but in doing so, he was cut off from his guard. Outnumbered, surrounded, and with no escape left, he fled to the edge of the palace. CFK was finally defeated, but in the lava, the relics were lost, swallowed by the underworld forever. The rest of the Fire Nation abandoned the underworld, unwilling to risk any lives fighting this powerful faction. Frost would have to be revived another day. The Leviathan's Guild now held dominance over the underworld, but their fighting had drawn out a greater foe, the Skeleton King.
Oh my god! We're getting second phase.
We can't.
My frames are spiking.
Be careful, don't die. Okay, run in.
He's on me. Yeah, you're right. Alright, chop it now.
Hey guys, I'm being bent.
Oh my eyes off. Wait.
The king called forth endless waves of skeletal minions, threatening to overwhelm them.
Don't squeeze me out. No, what? I'm actually getting cooked up by minions. I'm just... most of the minions out of the way. Oh, of course he had more. Phase. This has to be second phase.
Alright, get him.
That's how it worked.
Yo, why is my crossbow?
He's spawning with us now.
There's so many wither skeletons.
Sorry, guys.
Oh my god, what just
No, we're okay.
The Skeleton King fell, and with his death, Hades' bident was theirs. The bident, or the devil's pitchfork in Greek mythology, was a symbol of death, representing the Lord of the Underworld's ability to channel the powers of summoning and collecting dead souls. Since they were considered the most powerful faction, they intended to keep it that way. The revival pedestal, once used to bring back the fallen, was now a threat to their advantage, especially if it fell into the hands of their enemies, and they couldn't risk CFK coming back. So, it was destroyed. With the relic secured, the revival pedestals removed, and their fallen restored, the Leviathans prepared to leave the underworld victorious. But this victory came with a price. Hades was not pleased with his realm being looted and destroyed by mortals, and conjured a soul storm. They were forced to run, as hundreds of undead souls began to force them out of his realm.
What is that? Run away!
All I hear are screams. Every time I dare to close my eyes, I no longer dream. Only nightmares of those who've died. Nothing's what it seems. And here in the underworld, the past seems close behind. This land confuses your mind.
Eventually, they made their way back through the portal, just as a few of the undead spilled into the overworld behind them. But they left the Fire Nation to clean up the mess.
Fight this! Phoenix, back up! Where's Phoenix?
Come on. Let's go, Fire Nation. Protect the cave.
Oh no, there's a field of drop.
Oh my god.
The Leviathan's Guild then headed back to their island, and called a meeting among their highest-ranking members, inviting Ghost to join them.
Alright, Penelope, we've just been speaking about what's happened.
Yeah, so we're missing the bow from Fen, the trident from whoever has...
With CFK out of the equation, there was a power vacuum in the server. Many of the relics had been destroyed in the underworld, but there were still a few remaining. They planned to hunt the remaining relic holders one by one. There was someone among them that was against this plan, but for now, they stayed quiet. Elsewhere, Red as Lightning made a discovery that would change the balance of power once more. Buried beneath a mountain of blackened stone, on the Isle of the Giants, was another portal to the underworld, the entrance leading to the legendary Forge of Hephaestus, where the god of the Forge created divine ornaments and other artifacts. With resources scavenged from the Forge, Red as Lightning crafted a new, powerful weapon. the mace. Word spread fast. The Leviathan's Guild heard of the weapon almost immediately. They couldn't let another relic slip from their grasp. Spies had tipped them off that Red as Lightning was seen wielding it within the Fire Nation's borders. And hearing he was there, they launched an ambush, hoping to corner him.
Wait, where did he? Yo, Red. Red.
But Red caught on, and quickly it turned into a fight.
Come back. Just hand it over.
Oh, that's a shame.
What? What do you have?
Yes, my mace. Thank you.
They're being brother. You can't do it.
Do it. Don't do it. You're better than this.
He's running away. He's running away. I'm swing him.
Oh.
Wee wee wee.
Oh shoot! No! He's dead again. Yo, Phoenix! Phoenix!
Red was able to escape, leaving the Leviathan's Guild empty-handed. But they weren't done with their hunt, and set out to the east, where they heard rumors of more relics being held. While there, they actually ran into Can of Beans, chasing him down.
Yo, I just got one request before I die.
Nah, buddy. You don't deserve requests, bro.
Say sorry, but
Yeah.
you get a request. Oh, never mind.
Okay, he's dead.
It seemed that his borrowed time had run out, and his prediction from yesterday proved true.
We did
Sparge,
it, guys.
where'd you go?
What's those gold things on your feet?
It just so happened that Sporge was passing through the area, and he was the new wielder of the Hermes boots. He was subsequently chased and robbed of his Hermes boots by the Leviathan's Guild. And his boots were then given to Nigel, another member of the guild. Later that day, the Leviathan's Guild was betrayed. A former ally, Ghost, had killed Nigel without a word, and looted the boots of Hermes from the body, and then burned them. The power of swiftness was lost. He had heard their plans earlier in the day, and believed they had to be stopped, and he would be the one to do so. He knew this act made him one of the most hunted men in the server, as the Leviathan's Guild were now all out searching for him. He would need allies, so the first place he went to meet up with an acquaintance was Greg and Sparkle's bakery.
Okay,
he said
Fire
hi to
Nation.
me.
You guys are two Fire Nation people, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So listen up. Perlify's entire team is probably opping me because I killed the Hermes boots.
Oh my god.
But I can take them. I can take them because I have a teammate. But like, it would just be good to know if y'all are on my side.
Okay, is Bite Down your teammate?
Bite
Of course I
Down was like a really close ally, but he
Ally.
was not my teammate. Yeah.
Because, okay, he died, I took his head, but now someone destroyed the respawn pedestal, so no one can get revived.
Hold on a minute. Wait, we gotta talk.
Ghost and the Fire Nation left the bakery temporarily to speak outside, where they could get a little more privacy. Ghost asked if they would come to his aid should he get attacked by the Leviathan's Guild. The Fire Nation was unsure, even if they didn't like Perlify for what he did. He hadn't come after them yet. If they agreed to get involved, that would come to an end. Unfortunately, before the Fire Nation could come to a concrete decision, Eased, a spy for the Leviathan's Guild, spotted him on the island and called for his allies.
Fight, little wolf, fight, wanna entertain me. Bite, little wolf, bite, let's see how you take this. Strike, little wolf, strike, wanna be a man then. Fight, little wolf, fight, little wolf, fight. You've made your worst mistake here, might be your last one too. You'll have run out of bones to break when you and I are through.
They soon arrived and chased Ghost all across the island, and would continue to pursue him throughout the day. He managed to slip away, but just barely. However, it did force the Leviathans to split up and search various islands for his whereabouts. Knowing that many of their members were out searching for him, he attacked their base directly.
Fight, little wolf, fight. Show them that you've got some fight. Little wolf, fight. Take advantage now and strike. Little wolf, strike. Don't go down without a fight. Little wolf, fight. Little wolf, get up and fight.
That guy's a warrior. Dude, I actually have respect for anyone who fights like that.
After the small guard defending the base died, Ghost was forced to retreat, knowing that the other Leviathans would be arriving soon. But over the span of just a few hours, their numbers had been cut in half. Elsewhere, the Fire Nation had been invited by a Noise dude to meet with the Brew Brigade to ease tensions and hopefully establish diplomatic relations, now that CFK was out of the way. Most members of the Brew Brigade were actually peaceful, having spent most of the time building a tavern back at home. Many of them were almost completely unaware of what CFK had done, only wanting to focus on their original goal of making the best drinks in the server, something that they prided themselves on doing.
Oh, my bad.
At first, things seemed calm, polite even.
Oh my god, Yuru, he just died to a trap.
You were just...
Oh.
There was a trap back here. They just killed Yoro.
Wait, your trap killed Yuru.
What just happened? With the trap.
Where?
He's just nice dude, not a nice dude. You have a trap behind your painting and Kiri fell into it.
You should have told us that, bro.
The Fire Nation didn't hold any ill will for the incident, knowing it was a mistake, but something said by CFK's allies changed that stance.
This is why Kiryu died, because he was sneaking where he wasn't supposed to.
No! Hey, stop! Now! He's an...
A Noise dude, their lead drunk architect, was caught off guard. A known builder of the tavern, he was slain in retaliation. Even with CFK gone, it seemed that any type of peace between the two groups was lost in that moment. What both sides planned to do now, I could only wonder. Hades was furious of what the mortals had done. The players were warned that when night fell, the armies of Hades would come for them to find the Bident thief, currently in the hand of Perlifies. In the newly renamed Troy State area, a mad scientist had already begun preparing.
My firstinator has been bored.
Not comic, Ever the Inventor unveiled a series of makeshift contraptions, dubbed Innators.
Oh, what a shame you lost.
These included, but were not limited to, the Back-Away Innator.
It's perfect.
Many Arrow Innator. Find the Trespasser Innator. Fun Driving Innator. And get... What are these names, comic? Get the over here, Innator. Eventually, night fell, and Hades sent his fury into the world above. Hordes of undead, pouring out from the cursed portal, sweeping across the island in search for the thief who had stolen his prized weapon.
Oh my god, they're bridging over. They're bridging over. They're bridging over. They're bridging over. Guys, help!
Just hit them down. Just hit them down. We're good.
I got this. The Innator will protect me.
What the
God, oh no, what happened here?
Far from Troy, the Doctor, known for his strange time-traveling build and iconic TARDIS, attempted to relocate his base in the face of the threat. But the undead found him. Despite his best efforts to find a power source for the TARDIS, he was killed, and his timeline was cut short. Every player, every island, no corner of the world was untouched.
This thingy. No, PGMP, I'll help you. Running away from PGMP.
There was, however, another danger besides the hordes.
Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god! Lock yourself in!
Oh no! Get in! Get in! Get in the ground! Oh no! I'm going underground, bro.
Private Doss, the necromancer, was caught in that earthquake. Since Not Tropical Fish was believed to be the one who brought this misfortune, he was slain.
Hey, no.
Hey, at least we don't have more disasters.
Players knew this had to come to an end, and Ghost knew exactly who had the Bident. So, he put together the best team he could find. Pearlify knew there were people hunting him, so he took most of his group to Lotus Island. The few that were left behind would meet up with them later.
Okay, guys.
Help!
Guys. Orders from we have to go.
However, on the way, they ran straight into Ghost as his hunting party was headed to Cannibal Island. This small group fled, being completely outnumbered, but led the hunters exactly to who they wanted to find.
Run. I'm sorry, Jacob. We have to run. They hunked us down. Jacob's dead. They hunked us down. Jacob is dead. They're down there. Jacob is dead. This is them.
Alright, I'm taking the visual.
We need to go.
Destroyed the serpent's head. Now the rest of us are no longer a threat. Oh King, forgive us instead, so that no more blood is shed. Let's have open arms instead.
I can't. I have no.
The Leviathans Guild, once the strongest faction in the server, had been defeated, and Ghost's allies had shown no mercy to those who fought back. Thankfully, all the voluntary workers were spared. However, PGNP had lost his closest friend Jacob, someone who had been with him since day one. He took the death hard, but did his best to remember him, as well as the other friends that he lost. But the Bident was recovered after being dropped by Pearlify, so the group could now return it to its rightful owner. And in order to restore the revival pedestal, they had gathered most of the crying obsidian needed. After attempting to make a normal piece of obsidian cry,
Insulting
Bob is so fat.
Screw you.
God can't
You're
even pick her up.
trash.
Yo, daddy don't love you, your mama don't love you, your auntie don't love you, your uncle don't love you, and your cousin don't love you.
it didn't work, but they were able to find the resources nonetheless. Venturing back into the depths of the underworld. The surviving allies brought the Bident of Hades back to the underworld. For now, the living had survived, and as a token of appreciation, Hades repaired the revival pedestal. For some reason, they believed it could only be powered through a ritual song.
I'm hooked on a feeling.
Not that. I don't want to hear
I'm high, I believe it. Oh yeah, get the singer to do this.
This is not gonna be the ritual song.
It didn't work, of course, but it was amusing to watch. And I'm sure Hades didn't mind the entertainment. The Leviathans Guild had been dealt with, but there was still a faction that the Fire Nation had to address. And with these new allies, they decided to hold a meeting about what to do with the Brew Brigade.
As you guys know, we had a little situation with the Brew Brigade, which was CFK's former team before he died. And our friend Kiruyoru has died to a trap at the Brew Brigade, but we just brought him back. And I want to do a little vote to see what we should do about the situation. We could go apologize to them and try to make an alliance with them, or we could take them over and thrown them like CFK did to us as soon as we came here. So do we have any votes for apologizing and trying to start an alliance with them?
Send them to Hades.
Send them to Hades.
Let's do it then.
Send them to Hades.
Let's do it then.
It seemed the choice had been made. There would be no peace. Blood would be spilled, and war was coming. So they set off to the island of Ithaca, wanting to put an end to the Brew Brigade once and for all. But when the Fire Nation arrived, they found the island completely empty. The bar had been boarded up, but there was no sign of Kirby the Frog, Fentquack, or anyone else from the Brewers. Where had they gone? As it turned out, they had fled to Olympus, constructing a sky base above the structure, hoping to defend it from anyone who tried to come and kill them. They knew they were being hunted down, and they didn't want to take any chances. They were just waiting on one member, Fire Guy, who had seemingly gone missing in the retreat. But he wasn't missing at all. He was now working for the enemy.
Fire Guy, where are your teammates at?
I can find out, hold on.
And told the Fire Nation exactly where to go, in exchange for his own life. Seeing a large group moving towards the temple, the Brew Brigade opened fire, catching the Fire Nation in an ambush. However, when the firing stopped, one brave member of the Brew Brigade wanted to attempt diplomacy, plunged Comet. And so he made his way down, hoping to broker peace between the Brew Brigade and the Fire Nation.
No harm.
Who's this?
Anyone plunged.
Hi.
Oh no, we're not.
We were the people that accidentally shot bow and arrows because we thought you were somebody else.
Yeah,
Who
no,
are
I
you
got
guys
hit.
looking for? Is it Sodax and Ghost?
Twice by Feng.
Yeah. Well, we're scared.
Oh, no. Oh, he was a nice person.
It didn't go well for him, as Ghost had teamed up with the Fire Nation for what CFK had done to them both, and they weren't forgiving his members. Obsidian Olive watched this all go down, though. Some of these were his friends. Plunged was one of them, and so he looked in his inventory for a particular bottle. A bottle of wind. Days prior, his friend Chief Xylem had given it to him after looting the Tower of Aeolus. He hadn't planned on originally opening it, but as the battle for Olympus was about to begin, maybe those plans would change.
Shadwick, the trap! Pull the trap! Oh my god! It's him for me to win!
Fentquack had fallen, and the rest of the Brew Brigade was hunted down. The war was over. It may not have been the outcome Obsidian Olive intended, but he was celebrated as a hero. Kirby the Frog, the original leader of the Brew Brigade, had been in hiding and wasn't at the battle. He wasn't there for his members when they needed him most, and that guilt weighed on him. He had let things get too far, and hadn't been the leader that they needed. And the lone survivor of the Brew Brigade returned to his home, having betrayed his allies. With the battle won, the Fire Nation could at last return home to celebrate their victory. Checking back on the Lotus Island, there was something very strange going on, and I had to see what Livid was up to. Supposedly, he wished to carry on the work of Private Doss, and had gathered enough heads to do some kind of strange ritual.
Hades, I call you. I've gathered the heads of multiple forgotten souls that I personally killed. I ask you to lend me your minions' help to defend the Lotus Island. Please heed my call. Area, they'll defend. It's amazing. It actually worked!
With whatever that was out of the way, I went to check on the Cyclops Isles to see how they were doing. It seemed the one-eyed nomads had acquired some tridents, and were having a bit of fun with them. They even managed to find a way to fish underwater, using a conduit they had set up near their base from resources they'd fished out of the ocean. They told me they found a closer connection to Poseidon by doing this. Red as Lightning decided to retire his mace. He was done with fighting, and sailed back off to live out the rest of his days in peace. For the most part, the story was done. There was really no more conflict in the world, and just peace wherever you went, with groups celebrating what they now had. I went to check on Troy and see how they were doing as well with all this. But when I went to speak with Not Comic, he was completely missing. At first I thought he died, until I teleported to his location.
I have arrived. What on earth?
Oh, hi Chadwick, welcome.
Comic, you're taking this edge of the world thing a bit too far.
I'm on an adventure, Chadwick. I'm on to see the real edge of the world. I haven't seen it. I need to know, Chadwick.
He had somehow managed to climb the 256 world height limit up the barrier blocks that surrounded the entire world, and went beyond the world's edge, never to be seen again. I could end the story here, and it would make for a great ending, but there was one particular box that was yet to be opened. Riley had been sitting on Pandora's box since almost the beginning of the event, but curiosity finally got the best of her, so she gathered her group and planned to open it.
Okay, are we ready? Are we ready? Are we ready?
Yep.
Yep, let's do it, bro.
Yeah, stand back a little bit, Gabe. Uh-oh.
You ready?
Go with it. Hey, oh no.
Oh no, oh no.
What's that mean?
Oh my god, tsunami!
Thank God.
We watch the satellites explode.
Pandora's box unleashed a cataclysm of disasters and events, and Riley, the one who had opened Pandora's box, fell in an earthquake. A bit of cruel irony. But despite the massive destruction, there was still a good bit of survivors who could live on to tell the tale, and the dangers of what had happened, the tragedies that had occurred, the people they'd lost, and the friends they met along the way. The Fire Nation seemed to fare the best, having not lost many of its members at all, the underground mountainous island providing a natural defense against most disasters. But as they were gathered around, there was a familiar face that stepped back through the portal.
Dropping out of warp, Captain.
Coordinates?
Elf 73-5 Mark 7.
We're here. Number 2, Jax, Merlin, meet me in the transporter room at 1400 hours. Prep your away mission gear and tactical gear. Number 1, you have the con.
Remember to bring some back safely, and be careful. This is a highly delicate extraction operation.
Don't you worry, Number 1. Energize. It's here somewhere. Remember, we can't keep going through space without it. The success of this mission is of the utmost imperative.
I'm picking something up. This way.
We're here.
Hello? Would you like anything from this fine establishment?
Can we have 5 sausage rolls, please?
Right on its way.
Now, you can't get stuff like this from those replicators.
Truly the highest level of Anglo cuisine. Here we can see it being made. The delectable sausage roll, the highest of all cuisine. The crunchy, yet soft and perfectly flaky crust of the exquisite golden brown pastry surrounding the ideally warm and flavorful but equally soft sausage makes for the quintessential dining experience of the highest caliber.
I mean, yeah.
Savour floats your boat. However, you're not wrong.
Could have used a few less words, though.
No! No amount of words could express the love I have for the delectable sausage roll. I do wonder what Jax thinks of them.
I'll eat anything.
5 sausage rolls.
Thank you. Hey Jax, try this.
As I said, I'll eat anything. Food has no effect on me. Oh my god, this is the greatest thing I've ever ingested into my, yeah.
Just as I remembered it. Right. Ready to go?
All good to go, Captain.
Right. Amber Gate to Enterprise, 4 to beam up.
Amber Gate? Amber... Wait, Riley?
Hey, Sparkles.